One thing I wanted to mention when taking the caliper off is that, see this this strut bar right here? This kind of gets in the way a little bit when you're trying to take the bottom nut off. So what I used is it's called a gear wrench, and basically there's like a little you can see there's like a little wrench inside there. So you just put it on, and it kind of does all the work for you, versus using this end and having it take longer. So we'll see when this comes off what it looks like. Get this guy off on the bottom. It's a long one, really long. So put that down right there. Top guy. Check to see if they're the same. They appear to be identical, so it really doesn't matter which one goes back in where. Let me just make sure, actually. We're doing this for the first time together, folks. We'll just keep the top one on top like that. Keep the bottom one down there. Before I put them back in, it seems like they're kind of lubed up, so I'm gonna probably wipe them down. Now this should come right off, knock on wood. This assembly right here should come right off. Okay. And inside, you would normally have your pads in there, and that's your piston that depresses the brakes when you push down the pedal. These are the pads. They're kind of stuck to the rotors. So this is my first time seeing them too. Alright, and you can see how much pad is actually left on there. Not too much. Your indicators, it was scraping pretty bad, so these aren't horrible, but they obviously need to be replaced. Oh, this is the problem one back here. See that? That's the back one. That's completely down to the metal. So that's where the piston pushed in on it. So then you just this piston here has to go all the way in order for the new pads to fit around the piston. So you need to depress that, and to do that I have a tool that's well worth its weight in gold. Actually not much, or not really its weight in gold, because gold is like 1,200 an ounce or something like that. So I'm gonna put you down for a second. This is the tool, and what it does is that feeds through here like that, and then you just get it on. And what it does is this little foot goes on the end here. It has been a little while since I've done this, but if you can see where this is going, this is going to rest in here like so, while this pushes the piston back in its house. And again, we're doing this because the new pads are a lot thicker than the old pads. So in order to get this caliper to fit back on, that needs to be depressed. You can also use a C-clamp if you have a C-clamp. If not, this is available at Sears. I think it's like 20 bucks or something, but price of a brake job, I think Firestone quoted me $375 to do what I'm doing right now, putting on pads. Of course, they're saying they're gonna do an inspection or whatever, which can be worthwhile or, you know, might not be. It all depends. But basically, when you hear that noise from your brakes, that's kind of like a scraping or an ever-present, like, it just sounds like it's metal on metal, and you know that's not a good sound coming from a car when it's metal on metal. So I'm being kind of lazy here and just doing this by hand. But as you can see, there's an end on here that'll allow you to do it with a drill. But I can do it by hand. I'm doing it by hand. So it's almost all the way back in right now. And that's a good thing. And don't forget, you need to put your hood up, and you need to take the cover off the master cylinder before you're doing this, because right now that fluid level in the master cylinder is going up because it takes fluid to push out that piston. Alright, so it's all the way in. Take the old pads, throw those away, do whatever you want with them. Get the new pads, which look like this. Very nice. Lots of pad left on it, of course, because it's new. And just gonna put those on. Just rest them in the little here. You can see right where they go. They go in. That's probably the back one. They go in right like that. They should fit right on there. See that? Fits in there nice like a glove like. And now you got a lot of pad left. So put the back one on. It's nice when fits all the way in, or I mean it goes in as it's supposed to. See, just like that. It's nice when stuff works out like that. I'm trying to think if anything, you know, were to go wrong or anything that you might run into that I'm not running into, but that's basically it. Now I'm going to fit the piston back over and put the screws back in, and this side's going to be done. That simple. So that's how we do. That's how we do. Alright, you can sometimes, actually I shouldn't say sometimes, usually this part is not easy when you're putting the caliper back on. So I'm going to set you down, have at it, and you can watch and see if it goes on easily. Cross your fingers, because usually this is the hard part. This part's really hard when you don't have the what's it called, depressed. The piston, it won't happen. It just won't happen. So it fits on like a frickin' glove. Thank you, God. Alright, I said that I was going to wipe these down before I put them back in, just because you can tell they're kind of greased up. I'm going to go get a rag. I'll be right back. Okay, cleaning this off. A little bit of grease on there, no biggie. Putting it back in. Bottom one greased off. Putting that back in. Seems to be going too smooth. I have a Camaro too, and the brakes on those things are not fun to do at all. The well, first of all, this is a rear, obviously, of an Infiniti, but the front brakes on a Camaro go all the time, and you just want to frickin' I don't know, but it's a great car. But the brakes are just a pain in the ass. The calipers, it has dual pistons on it, so you're not